Finally, unbanking the bank. Fourth version of the 78th generation completely decentralized blockchain with no need for blocks or chains. Introducing Punisher Coin. Who gives up? Second pre-sale round with your property only. Crowd sale for only 0.0006% of the supply. SAFs required. No KYC, just KY. We just rebranded. Punisher Coin is now FOMO Coin. Check out the roadmap. Sale ends tomorrow. Every day.
Shut up and take my money.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Tuesday. Hope you're having an awesome day wherever you are. Shout out to Shosh from Altcoin Buzz for that intro. As you guys know, all links below, as well as timestamps, anything I cover in this video for your convenience. Now, having a look at what is going on, it is still a day of green, but some of the altcoins are starting to experience a little bit of red, which is interesting because the Bitcoin dominance has pulled back to 51.7%. So as you can see, if we go back 7 days ago, Bitcoin dominance was sitting around 52.8%. So we are seeing some of that market cap being distributed into the altcoins. The question is, which altcoins, right? Well, you'll have to answer that for yourself, but we can have a look right here and see that Ethereum clearly is no longer the biggest gainer of the day as far as leading the rally. You can see Bitcoin is overtaking it in percentage gain as well as XRP. EOS overtook Litecoin and it's up 12.36% in 24 hours. And yeah, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. We do have a $135.5 billion market cap and it's been going up all morning, just to let you guys know. Now, if we look at the biggest gainers on the front page, we have Aurora, EOS, IOST, Stellar, Redcoin, BitShares, Ethereum Classic, Mixin, Tomo Chain, and Bitcoin Cash, all doing quite well today. Now, having a look at our buddy Bitcoin over here, I mean, I'm not even sure why we even have this chart anymore. You can see we just broke through all of these levels. Obviously, we've touched right here, pulled back. Now, this is that very, very psychological level of $4,000. Now, at this point, you know, looking at the chart, you have to say to yourself, what happens if we break through 4,000? Well, we'll talk about that in just a sec, but I do want to point out that we did break out of this wedge that was forming, so this was the one we were focusing on. We broke through it, so that is good news, obviously, but I do want to point out that we are still in a downtrend, and until we are able to break somewhere out of this line, obviously, if we were to go straight up from here, we would have to go higher than... You'd have to go higher than 4,700 to really break through, and that's if we went straight up today, okay? Obviously, as we continue to go down, it's not as high we have to go, but I do want to remind everybody that we still are in this downward trend. But the one thing I do want to point out that is not currently being reflected in the market cap is all of the over-the-counter trading. For the week ending February 16th, Localbitcoins saw traders exchange more than $31.5 million. That's almost 4 times the amount exchanged the previous week of just 8.4 million. Now, you have to keep in mind that all of this money happening and all of these transactions are not affecting the market cap. That's something you have to consider because they're all being done over the counter, which is why you see jokes like this floating around like, yeah, if you could have your large buy orders on exchanges and sell orders on OTC, that'd be great. So, I mean, yeah, it would be great, right? I mean, if you want it to go crazy. I know some people don't want it to go too crazy. They still want to try to accumulate some more cheap Bitcoin, right? Now, as Bitcoinist reported, they said should the price manage to break towards the $4,000 level, this would show an Adam and Eve bottom pattern, which may allow for a further surge of the price towards 5,000. So what is an Adam and Eve bottom? I mean, I've heard of a double bottom before. So, I mean, I literally just Googled it. As you guys know, like, I'm not like a professional TA guy or anything. So basically, you have the Adam, which is the strong V, and then the Eve, which is almost like that nice curve, right? So if we go back and forth between where we are right now, I mean, can you guys deny the fact that we're definitely doing an Adam and Eve right now? So they're saying that if that is the case and we continue to break to the upside, we could potentially, you know, blast right through 5K. Although we really need to get back to this kind of $6,000 area where we were jumping around. But that's just something, you know, short term to just kind of point out. But, you know, yes, we could go down, but on a positive note, the daily RSI has crossed above 57.7 for the first time since September 23rd. So it is positively signaling a bullish momentum in the medium term scenario. So that is just something to consider, but you know, we could have something like this happen. I mean, who knows, right? Who knows? All we can do is kind of just, play it as safe as we can and see what's happening. So we just had a massive move. You're probably not going to continue to have a massive move. Today it's still going up. It's just kind of cooled off just a little bit, but we will keep our eyes on it, guys. Now, this is something I wanted to just point out. So in financial markets, okay, like traditional financial markets, an asset is considered to be in a bear market when it drops down 20% from its all-time high. Well, Bitcoin is still down 80% from its all-time high of 20,000, and most cryptos have, fallen between 90 to 95%. So I guess crypto just the rules don't apply to crypto, right? So previously, analysts stated that it's difficult to suggest an accumulation phase is being initiated if the on-chain transaction volume of public blockchain networks remains low. But in the past 3 months, the on-chain transaction volumes of Bitcoin has increased to around 350,000 transactions per day, moving closer to its all-time high of 400,000. So we only have 50,000 transactions per day to go, and we are tied with the all-time high. So that is something that you have to note. And let's not forget our good old buddy Ethereum. Sometimes we don't really talk about Ethereum, but if you look at this as well, you can see that in the last 24 hours, the amount of Ethereum that was traded surpassed the amount traded at any point during last year. As the currency's price gradually climbed over the last week, it appears that the amount of people trading the cryptocurrency did as well. And this is from longhash.com. You guys can check this out. They're always doing all these kinds of really deep analysis of, the data and stuff. Really, really great source to check out things like this. So you can see right here, the amount of Ether traded in the last day reached a level that has not been met since February of last year. Overall, Ether accounted for 15.54% of the market's total, which currently makes it the third-ranked cryptocurrency by daily volume, although maybe not today. It's a little different today, right? So, I just wanted to point this out. Somebody pointed this out. I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently somebody paid 2,100 Ether to send 0.1 Ether? Guys, I know we're all excited about the bull run here, but there's absolutely no need to send $308,000 just to move $15. So, I don't know if this is true or not, but that's crazy. You could probably just look up the hash if you want. I didn't really care enough to look into it, but I do want to talk about investor emotional sentiment. We always talk about price, right? Price. Well, there is also emotions that go into the market as well. You may have seen this one right here. This is like the really famous Wall Street cheat sheet. They have their own version of it here right now. But you have Boss Cole. Now, he's the founder and CEO of Bitcoin Investing Academy, and he says that we are through the anger and capitulation stage. So that means that we're past this area right here. And he also says that engagement in cryptocurrency-related forums, etc., is down much as the average altcoin is down from its all-time high. We know that. We just said that. Most of the traders I know have switched for Forex or completely given up. Sucks for those guys. So traders giving up on the market suggest that the state of extreme depression, which is the emotional bottom of the cycle, we could be there, right? So basically he said we are near the bottom in psychology and the overall emotional cycle. It does not, however, insinuate that we are at the bottom of actual price. However, the odds are in favor. Now, they did sort of bring up, people said we were at the bottom at 6 and then we fell all the way down to 3. What do you have to say about that? And he was like, well, I believe when we broke from 6K to 3K, it was the signal that we will complete a full emotional market cycle, which means depression and basically boredom. And that we were asking that question the other day. Remember, it was just like a week of a straight, well, we thought it was going to be a BART, but it ended up going the other way. But yeah, it was almost getting kind of boring after a while. He also makes a little bit of comments about ICOs and says that 2019 will see a collapse of a large number of ICOs who can no longer afford to fund their project. We already know all this. You're going to see trading volume dry up, media coverage slow down, etc., right? And I also want to talk really quick. There was a quote from Kevin Duffy, and he's from Next Level Finance, and he's speaking about everything as a whole. Thousands of the world's best engineers and programmers are working on the space, and billions of investment dollars are fueling major companies and initiatives in the space as well. In other words, the progress of the platform will continue. As long as that happens, it's only a matter of time before another spike occurs. So I want to ask you guys, where do you think we are right here? I mean, clearly we're not in any of these areas, obviously. So what we're looking at essentially is somewhere down in capitulation anger, depression, and then disbelief, which is above my head. And then obviously disbelief would start us back over here, and then we would repeat the cycle again. So we're somewhere down here. So where do you guys think? Are we capitulation, anger, depression? What do you think? Let me guys know. I'm curious. Where do you think we are in this cycle? Now, I want to point out something that's pretty incredible. Now, this is from 1 year ago. You guys can check it right here. This is on our Bitcoin Reddit 1 year ago. It says, I bet it would convince numerous people of its legitimacy, even though it's only a little character on a keyboard. Now, this says, if the iPhone added the Bitcoin symbol. I think a lot of people are convinced slowly by one little acceptance, then another, but all of these tiny acceptances eventually add up in their minds to their own personal acceptance of its legitimacy. Just the thought as I was typing on my iPhone. Well, iPhone has not added the Bitcoin symbol, but do you know what keyboard did? Yes, that's right, guys. The Google keyboard that you can use on iPhone itself has now added Bitcoin. So you basically hold down on the money sign, and then you go up, and now you have Bitcoin all the way over at the far left. Now, I don't know why this isn't added to iPhone, and it's also like their particular keyboard, and it's not added to Androids either, but there you go. So it's there. I just think it's crazy how this guy was like 1 year ago. Imagine this, and then there we go today. Boom, there we go. Now, is this going to create mass adoption? You know, are the masses going to flock in just because of this Bitcoin symbol? Probably not, guys. Let's just be real. But I think it would be something that'll make them go, huh. You know, that's weird. Bitcoin, right? So that's just something to kind of take with a grain of salt. Now, I do want to hop into some quick crypto news today, guys. Not too much to cover, but stick with me. We got some news. So PlasmaChain staking for delegators is officially live on LOOM Network. That means that any LOOM token holders can now become a delegator and support validators in securing PlasmaChain. You guys might be familiar with them. This is actually kind of funny. I'm just going to give you guys a little side story here. So they have a thing called Crypto Zombies, and it's a platform that teaches you how to code on Ethereum. So you can see Crypto Zombies. They have all the zombies here. And it's funny because I used to joke about, oh, these guys are totally going to sue me or something. I had no idea when I made my channel that this even existed. But the other thing that's really funny is like whenever I go to conferences, you know, it says Crypto Zombie. I always have like at least 2 or 3 people come up to me like, oh, you work for Crypto Zombies, or you, because they don't know who I am, but they think I like developed. It's really funny. But so that's the news from them. Now here's a story that's going to stir up some controversy, but hey, let's bring it up anyway. Why not? So you have Yoshitaka Kitao, the CEO of SBI Holdings, a Japanese financial institution generating over $200 billion in revenue, has stated this. He says, because the fundamental value of Bitcoin is 0, it falls by 80% from peak. This is rare in stock markets and others. It's been said from the long time ago that the rule of the rice exchange rate, even if it falls, it is said that it will almost stop at half price 8 odds discount, but it continues to fall without stopping. After all, it is because there is no fundamental value. Now, if you're wondering why I'm speaking the way I'm speaking, it's because this is very roughly translated, but he says there is basically no value for Bitcoin. The fact that Bitcoins are going to be used more and more in practical use is not easy when it comes to the price. So I think that XRP in the crypto world is probably the #1 crypto asset. One of the points he also made is that he thinks Bitcoin is still searching for a use case, whereas XRP already has utility as a tool for making faster and cheaper cross-border payments. So you guys know how I feel about all of these situations. I think there are many different use cases and many different purposes for many different cryptos, but I figured I'd bring that to you guys anyway just to stir up some controversy. I mean, I still personally love Bitcoin for what it does. Like, I like Bitcoin because of its censorship resistance, because of its trustlessness, you know? So there are things about Bitcoin that are very attractive that, you know, sending payments really fast is great. It's awesome. Like, we need stuff like that, but there will, I mean, look, why gold is a, you know, $7+ trillion asset class, what, right? Why? What can you do with gold? Really, seriously, what can you do with gold? Look at it. You know, so I just wanted to kind of point that out, guys. Basically, let's talk. Oh, and speaking of XRP, Ripple, we have Ripple's little cousin or little brother, whatever you want to call it. So we have IBM has big plans for blockchain WorldWire, its stellar-powered payment system that was launched in September. So Jesse Lund, head of blockchain solutions at IBM, has recently revealed in an interview that a lot of announcements are coming soon, but he already spilled the beans on some of the important details that might make the XLM price shoot through the roof. So blockchain worldwide is yet another powerful player in the cross-border payment arena, I guess, that aims to make unnecessary banking intermediaries obsolete. So XLM poses a viable settlement instrument in the ecosystem of cross-border payment. Lund also claims that the blockchain world wire will be supporting 50 countries straight out of the gate, dragging along up to 50 banks. So that is good news as well. Now, we also have Coinbase. They've acquired blockchain analytics startup Neutrino as part of a wider push to offer more diverse crypto assets across borders. Interesting, at the same time, shift cards are being closed, right? So kind of interesting to see the way that they're moving forward with this, but they went on to say that this is particularly important as we work with regulators and agencies in different countries to bring the assets there. So Coinbase's director of engineering and product basically said that Neutrino would help Coinbase identify which new tokens are gaining value and gaining traction in the space. Oh, wait, you mean you're not just listing whatever digital currency group invests in? I thought that was the protocol we follow. Just kidding, guys, but if you haven't checked out my video, I'll drop that above. Now, Neutrino's 8 employees will move into Coinbase's London office this week, retaining their distinction as a separate entity in order to continue serving external clients. So this acquisition will help Coinbase research new assets while simultaneously ensuring the cryptocurrency exchange can identify undesirable activity. For example, we have theft and other things as well. Now, moving on, I want to also talk about the FBI. Now the FBI is getting involved in crypto. It looks like they've outlined what they believe to be a consistent thread running through fraudulent ICO schemes. Their perspective was shared in an interview with Netherlands-based financial news site Papers. I'll drop this below if you guys want. This is the original publication, you know, all links below, like I said earlier in the video. But to summarize, according to the FBI, the key strategies of scam offerings include misrepresentations of their director's professional experience, an engineered false impression of how much traction the ICO has garnered in the industry, and unrealistic promises of prospective returns on tokens. Like any investment product, rates of returns can never be guaranteed, and if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And I would hope that after 2017 and 2018, that a lot of us, all of us, everyone watching, has definitely learned our lesson of the dangers of these. You know, we have to be safe, and yeah, ICOs are extremely risky. Extremely risky. So definitely just take that, you know, for what it is and just be safe, guys.
The investment opportunity with Nextcoin algorithm cryptocurrency.
Name, Nextcoin. Symbol, NTC. Platform, blockchain Ethereum. Platform, blockchain Ethereum.
Blockchain Ethereum.
The company will keep 40 million coins to stabilize the price of Nextcoin in the market.
ICO step 4, 1 million coins at $3.2. October 2018, launching of Binance Exchange Market, CoinMarketCap. Launching of Binance Exchange Market, CoinMarketCap.
The lending stage. Bronze. Investing from 100 to 499 US dollars. No interest, duration 180 days.
Goodbye and thank you for listening.
We wish you good luck in your next coin investment.
Now, we also have Japanese second largest bank by asset, SMBC, has completed a proof of concept using blockchain consortium R3's Marco Polo trade finance platform. So it's basically saying that they're the only Japanese bank participating in Marco Polo, and the POC aims to improve productivity in its trade operations by testing modules such as receivable finance and payment commitment, like payment undertaking, right? And they say that SMBC expects to commercialize Marco Polo in the first half of the financial year of 2019 after verification of the POC. Now let's talk about Bitmain. We know Bitmain has had a very, very, very rough year. A lot of the miners had a very rough year. They didn't have a very good annual report. They were losing money, right? So basically now they're announcing they have another generation of their 7 nanometer ASIC mining chip. So the new hardware, the BM1397, is designed for mining cryptocurrencies using the SHA-256 algorithm, which is proof of work, you know, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, etc. So BM1397 requires less power for mining cryptocurrencies, representing a 28.6% improvement in power efficiency in comparison with the company's previous 7 nanometer chip, the BM1391. The new chip will be used in Antminer models S17 and T17, which will be revealed later this year. But honestly, if you're a miner, you probably already knew this. Moving on, we have Japan's Recruit Holdings Company Limited, which owns Indeed, the world's #1 online job search engine with over 200 million unique visitors per month. You can almost imagine it as Japan's LinkedIn, kind of, right? So they announced via its recently launched blockchain technology fund that it has invested in Beam Development Limited. So this is interesting. They've invested in Beam. Seeing a lot of stuff around Beam lately, right? You know, you saw Beam and Litecoin kind of talking, and now we have these guys. So it says recently, with the increase in settlement services and exchange services using tokens, there are great expectations for the use of blockchains in corporate activities. However, with existing tokens, there is a challenge of potentially confidential transaction data information being leaked to third parties, while securing auditability of transactions by allowing transaction data to be verified by a specified third party. Beam token provides a blockchain with a function that prevents the divulgation of transaction data to third parties and protects the user's transaction information. So there you guys go, partnering with Beam. And I want to end on this story before we go. Now, we did speak about this on Monday. We had the US stock market announcing that they have 2 cryptocurrency indexes, which will provide real-time spot or reference rates for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we have, this is the Bitcoin Liquid Index, you have BLX, you also have Ethereum, ELX. I actually use BLX when I look at my charts. It's a very accurate index, and it's been around for a very, very long time. Has a lot of data on it. So it's not up to the moment, though, like the rest of them. Like, it's not as fast if you're looking at some of the other ones, but it's got the oldest history. So Nasdaq assured that independent auditors had verified their methodology of obtaining and unifying price data to present the best USD equivalent values of crypto. So in a broader perspective, what does this mean? Well, the move could lead to solving regulators' concerns about new age Bitcoin trading derivatives. For example, the SEC has rejected ETFs time and time again, right? The regulator has stated that the exchanges that acted as a Bitcoin's reference price point remain loosely regulated. So this could mean some big things, and a lot of people could be super excited about this. So the launch of NASDAQ crypto indices could lead to regulatory approval for crypto-based derivatives in the market. In the near term, the move could project cryptocurrencies as new investment alternatives to both retail and institutional investors. According to Ari Paul, the founder and CIO of crypto and fund Block Tower Capital, the institutional investment is coming to the crypto space, but nobody should expect it to arrive earlier. We spoke about this tweet. This is not a new tweet. So basically, in a nutshell, people are going crazy over this Bitcoin being listed on the Google keyboard thing. So here you go. Here's another post on Reddit, and yeah, hopefully that gets you guys excited. A lot of good news today. A lot of good things in the space. Obviously, as usual, zooming out, we are on a downtrend. But going back to the Google thing, could we have an Adam and Eve double bottom type thing? Could be. Could be, guys. I mean, it looks like we are still going up. I mean, we've pulled back a little bit, but it's still a green candle as far as I could see. So that being said, guys, I am getting out of here. Just a friendly reminder, Nash has opened itself for pre-registration. You can't use the exchange yet, but it is a very highly anticipated exchange. They're going to start off with Neo and Ethereum. Eventually, they're going to integrate, Bitcoin, Litecoin type things, and STOs as well. They're going to be very compliant and all this other stuff. So if you guys need a referral link, because you literally need one to sign up, I do have one below. If you'd like to use it, you don't have to. Also, guys, if you hate watching ads on YouTube videos, you can download the Brave browser if you use my link below. I am a verified creator, and you'll get $5 to spend on the platform just for using the link. And finally, guys, I want to say thank you for everyone who's been keeping their cryptocurrencies safe and putting them on a Ledger Nano S or pre-ordering the Ledger Nano X. You guys definitely help support the channel, and it really means a lot to me. I definitely appreciate it, and that is it for the day. That's my video for Tuesday. Looking forward to the future. I can't wait to see what these markets have in store. Obviously, are we out of the woods? I cannot say yes because I don't know, but it's been a nice couple of days. We'll definitely take it, and it's a pleasure to have you back on the channel. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, if you're new to the channel, just, saying hello. I love reading the comments. I try to get back to as many as I can. So thank you so much again for everybody. My name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.